Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a magical day, and this video makes today even more magical because today we're finally doing the artwork, the huge artwork part 2. I have been almost a whole day late and I'm so sorry. It's just that I haven't calculated things right, which I usually do, but this time it slipped because we had the first big project that was abstract animation, and it was the presentation on Friday, and I also got an email that you could volunteer for your school's open day, and I did that too, but then I saw the day and I was like, oh no, we have one on Friday and one on Saturday. So in the end I had 2 days where I should work on the artwork, but I didn't have time. Yay. So as you might have realized, I couldn't do it, and we come here. I'm very sorry. I have to say I find it a bit funny because I usually get things calculated in the right way and everything's okay, but this time it slipped. I guess it's because I do value a bit more of the school things than making the artwork, mainly because I have more work on this one as well. This time there's more faces to do. Although they're more bigger, it doesn't make it faster, if you know what I mean. At the beginning I had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 faces to start with, and now I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the exact same amount. Yeah, I guess it's the extra work. It's just the extra school work, because we had basically these 2 weeks that this project was coming at. Only the first week was not with work. Like the previous 2 weeks were full of production weeks for the artwork, for the abstract animation, which I feel like went really well. Again, if you want me to post it, just tell me, you guys, and I already shared it on my Instagram, not the channel Instagram, like my private one. So if you want it on the channel Instagram, tell me and I'll put it up there. If you want it on the YouTube, tell me. I don't mind putting it up there as well. I feel like it's gonna be really interesting to see the progress. I'm anyways doing it on my private account just to keep track and see what happens. Maybe at the end of the year I could just post every single project and go through it and see what you guys think of the development, if I've had development, if I've learned anything technically, the talking and stuff, I don't know. But also more than technically, I don't know, in general. Very interested to see what you guys think. So right now, when it comes to the artwork, let's get back to it. I am going through colors. As you can see, I am just covering up mainly the base colors. We're gonna zoom in onto our first 2 soon, but yeah, I just wanted to get some base colors in because it's pretty important and it helps a lot, save a lot of time, and it's very useful. Compared to making everything. Again, you can see my little color part at the end there. I was getting my colors to start the actual coloring process. I like keeping it the same throughout. I have to say for these, I did add a bit more orangey to the face. I feel like that pinkish was a bit too much last time. The orange might help for some cases, and I think for some others didn't as much. So I'll have to judge from now on where I use the orange and where I use the pink. At some I actually used both. So for this one, for example, for Grace, I feel like the orange helped a lot more than a pinkish would, just because of the lighting of the actual image and everything. I think this fits her a lot more than a pinkish tone, and a pinkish tone would be a bit too extra, too flashy, when she looks too cool and calm and warm, but not too much, you know? So yeah, I feel like I moved on to Sarah pretty quickly from that. I think most of my time was spent when I kind of started struggling with when do I use the pink and when do I use the orange. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I got down to the hair pretty quickly again. I did want to try working a bit more on the curls and stuff, but I figured the highlights kind of gave the idea, and again, I was working on a project, so couldn't really work on it for a long time, and hair like that requires detail a lot more than what I gave, but you could say it's part of the style for now. So for Aurora here, I actually was debating usually when it came to, I was struggling mostly when it comes to the hair color. I made it just a tiny little smidge more, like the pinkish, purple-ish, a bit more like periwinkle in a way, than when it comes to like, you know, that white that we're used to from Grace. But I think it's because she's wearing white and then her hair is white. I don't want it because it's a drawing, it's different than the actual photograph and the extra lighting and everything. I didn't want to go too overboard with it and lose just and have just like a face pop out of nowhere and that's it. I know that if I strengthened the shadows it would have probably been fine, but I again didn't want to overdo it because I don't want something to pop out more than all the other faces. I want them to all be equal. At the same time, they all have different hairstyles and stuff. And that's also for Daria's work here. Again, I worked and I tried my best not to overdo it with the hair. And that's why I decided on a bit of highlights. Because her hair is actually like huge, like gorgeous braids, like a bunch of braids. And I love them. But I don't know how to work with them yet. I actually, at the start, you could see how I did a bit of a white over her braids, and I was trying to see if I could work with them, but I couldn't, so I was like, oh no time. So this was like, would have been done around Thursday, I think, and then Friday I couldn't work on anything else, so we have basically today, I think, today and the evening of Saturday, just rushing to work on Alma as well as Bandmate. So yeah, that's the struggle. So when it comes to Alma, I think just a bit fainter shadows would have been better. Then again, when I look at the image, her shadows are stronger than the others. So again, it just depends on the colors of the lighting on each image. But I might go back and make them a bit fainter because I want everything to feel a bit more connected than this, because that doesn't feel connected. Then again, she is one of the smallest faces because I wanted to get the violin in. So in this case, she does stand out more that way. So that could be good. So maybe I guess I could just wait to see the final thing completed and see if she gets lost, or you can see her because of the shadows. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the highlights of the violin. I like that gold at the end of the edge of the violins. And we move on to Bandmate. So I actually worked on Bandmate today. So what you see is today's work and how far I've reached throughout these few hours. So I think I would have liked to work on their faces and their shadows just a tiny bit more to get them maybe a bit smoother and with a bit more contrast as well. Their lips, I don't know, for some reason I was a bit off on the lips. I think I got the hang of it after like a few, usually I just do the lips pretty quickly. So these took a bit more time, I don't know why, maybe again it's the lighting, probably. But yes, we have skin tones for like you see here, like Miku has a bit more pinkish than like Akane has, and then you have Saiki, which has both pink and orange, and I'm like, how the heck did I think that was a good idea? So yeah, you see what I mean. I don't know if you guys have tips and you think, let's say the orange actually looks way better than the pink, but like there's times that I'm like, if you see like below like Lily's faces, like the pinkish, somewhere is a bit too much. Like Sam, for example, I would have had a lot less pink, and maybe orange instead of pink might have been a better choice. But for like Melody or Abigail, I kind of like the pink. Again, Abigail could use a bit less pink, but Melody, for example, I like the pink. I like the tones, they're nice. But yeah, I'm gonna have to decide again. When it comes to the hair, the same highlights. For Miku's hair, I think I overdid it with the red. I could have used either fainter, dimmer red, or a darker like brown for the hair. But I think I was pretty close with the brown of the hair. But yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that part. But yeah, this is the final thing. I'm gonna like be zooming out from now on, so you guys see the whole thing from afar completed. This is how it looks until now. Again, obviously no time for making myself, and I feel like I got an idea. I want to make myself into a cartoonish one, like, you know, like a bit more cartoonish colors and colorful things since everything's realistic. But yeah, that's like the idea for now. Anyways, hope you guys liked it. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, look for notifications that will be sent. And I'll see you guys next time in the next art video, which is in the next 3 weeks, and features 2 to 3 bands, I think, and 2 singers, if I'm not wrong. Bye bye for now.